All right, here we are, day 6. Wow, time is just flying by. All right, so day 6, let's look at yesterday's day 5 exit ticket. So Mr. Brislin collected 2 5/8 gallons of honey from each of his hives. Man, I wish I had beehives. Honey, raw honey is really good. Love it in my coffee. If he collected the same amount from 5 hives, how much honey did he have in all? All right, hives, 5 of them. Each of them has 2 5/8 of honey, of gallons of honey in them. It's a lot of honey. All right. So first I'm going to convert 2 5/8 to become improper. All right, 8/8 is what I'm using because that's my denominator. 8/8 2 times to get 16/8 plus my 5/8 will give me 21/8. Zoom that up here. 21/8. I'm going to times that by 5. That's my 5 hives. I'll get 21 times 5 gives me 105 over 8. I'll use standard algorithm. 8 goes into 10 one time. I get 8. I subtract, I get 2. I bring down my 5. I get 25. 8 goes into 25 3 times. I subtract, I get 1 numerator, 1 remainder, and then 8 as my denominator. 13 1/8 gallons. 13 1/8 gallons. So we got to make sure our mistakes that I'm seeing happening are happening when we're converting are improper, or a multiplication mistake here. Or the third possible mistake is our standard algorithm. Not accurately doing divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So let's be cautious. We're doing the same type, we're doing word problems today, but the difference between this exit ticket and what we did for lesson 5, NTI 5, the big difference is we're not using whole numbers, we're using fractions now. So a mixed number times a fraction. All right, so here's our I do problem. So I'm going to do this for you. All right, Bradley had 3 2/3 cups of flour that he used for baking. All right, if he used 1/4 of it, just 1/4 of it, he didn't use 4, he used 1/4. He didn't even use a whole bag of flour. Okay, he used 1/4 of it for a batch of brownies. So I'm hoping he's going to give to Mr. Brislin. Okay, how much flour went into his brownies? So I'm going to have my 3 2/3 times it by 1/4. So I want to find out, or I could say 1/4 of. So 1/4 of, so I could put the 1/4 here, or I could put the 1/4 on the other side of the mixed number. Because really what I'm asking is, what is 1/4 of this? And we all know that the multiplication symbol means of here. So just like we were doing yesterday, we're going to turn that into an improper. So we have 3 2/3. So we're going to use 3/3 times 3. Why am I doing that? Because 3/3 means 1, and we have 3 of them. Okay? And then we'll add our fraction from our mixed number once we get this improper part of it. 3/3 times 3 equals 9/3 plus the 2/3 equals 11/3. Now, when we get to this part, the next step is multiplying the fraction. So don't forget, we're multiplying here, so we can go across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. We're not finding a common denominator. That's only when it comes to adding and subtracting. So 11 times 1 equals 11. 3 times 4 equals 12. We got ourselves a fraction. Not even a mixed number, and not even a fraction that we need to simplify. So 11 twelfths, and we're dealing with cups. So 11 twelfths cups of flour. That, boys and girls, is your answer. That's 1/4. Now, does that make sense? Let's see. If I have 4 cups, 1/4 of 4 is 1. Well, I have less than 4, more than 3, right? 3 2/3 is less than 4, but more than 3. So my answer is less than 1. A little bit less than, very tiny little bit less than 1. All right, so now what I'd like you to do is solve this problem on your own. Go ahead. Carmen has 9 1/4 tablespoons, TPS means tablespoons, of sugar in a bag. She uses 1/3 of it for a batch of cookies. How much sugar went into her cookies? Hit the pause button and go ahead and do that now. All right, welcome back. So we are first taking 9 1/4 and we're going to convert that into an improper fraction. So I'm going to do 9 ninths 4 times. Why am I not doing it 4 times? Why am I not doing 9 ninths? Where did I go wrong? Did you get it? Did you figure it out? The mistake is that's my denominator. So I need to turn this into 4/4. And I'm doing that 9 times. So I'll still get 36/4. Luckily. I got lucky there. Okay. 36/4 will add that to 1/4 and then get 37/4 times 1/3 gives you 37/12. 12 will go into 37 3 times. Well, how do you know that, Mr. Brislin? 12 times 1 equals 12. 12 times 2 equals 24. 12 times 3 gives you 36. 36 is just a little bit smaller than 37. Okay? I'll take 3 times 12, got you 36. Subtract, you get your numerator. Your remainder is 1. 1/12. So 3 1/12 tablespoons of sugar was used when baking cookies for Mr. Brislin. Well, I might have added that last part there. But if you decide to bake Mr. Brislin cookies, I love any cookies, but I'll take chocolate chip. They're my favorite. All right, let's move on to the next problem. Go ahead and solve Xavier having a bottle that holds 8 3/4 cups of Gatorade. He drank 1/5 of the bottle. How many cups of Gatorade did he drink? Go ahead and hit the pause button and solve that now. All right, welcome back. I'm going to try this side of the board. So we have Xavier. He has 8 3/4 cups of Gatorade in this bottle. All right, and he just drank 1/5 of it. You're not subtracting 1/5. He drank out of the whole bottle. He drank 1/5 of it. So if you have a bottle, and it's the whole thing is altogether 8 3/4. He drank 1/5 of it. All right. So you definitely don't want to make the mistake of subtracting 1/5 like I know some students might make here. So we're going to convert 8 3/4 to become a improper fraction 4/4 8 times. Because denominator is 4. 4/4 means 1. So you're doing 1 times 8 equals 8. But in this case, we want to turn it into an improper. So I get 32/4. I add 3/4 to it to get 35/4. Times by 1/5, which is 1/5 of the bottle. Okay. I get 35/20. Then I find out how many 20s go into 35. 1 20 goes into 35. I subtract, I get 15. That's my numerator. 20 is my denominator. And I'm all done, right? 1 and 15 20th cups. I'm not done. I need to find I need to simplify and reduce. Do you see? There's a number that can go into 15 and 20. So I get 1 and 15 20ths. I'm going to simplify by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 5, because 5 goes into both numbers. When I do that, I get 1 and 3/4 cups. That's how much he drank. 1 and 3/4 cups. Almost like gulped it down. Wow. All right. So go ahead and let's do our third and final problem. We have Olivia had 3 1/8 gallons of milk. She drank 3/5 of it throughout the week. Not in one day, but throughout a whole week. How many gallons of milk did she drink? Hit the pause button and solve that now. All right, here we go. So we have Olivia with her 3 1/8 gallons of milk. All right, my favorite beverage. Oh, add a little chocolate in there, makes it 10 times better. All right, so now we're to convert it so that it becomes improper. We do 8/8 3 times, because 3 is my whole number, 8 is my denominator, plus my 1/8. Okay, I'm going to get 24/8 plus 1/8 gives me 25/8. I'll times that by 3/5. 25 times 3 equals 75. Mr. Brislin, how'd you figure that out? 25 times 3, 15. 3 times 2 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. There's your 75. 75/40ths. What do you use standard algorithm? How many long division. How many 40s go into 75? 1. I get just 1. I subtract. I get 35 as my numerator, 40 as my denominator. And I don't think I tricked you this time. I think you realize that we're not done yet. So we need to find we need to simplify by finding that 5 goes into 35 and 40. Okay? And it goes in to 35 7 times, and it goes into 40 8 times, which then gives me 1 7/8 gallons of milk per week Olivia drinks. It's a large amount of milk. All right. So at this point in time, I think you should be feeling pretty confident. If you're not, go back, review the video, and when you're ready, go ahead and do your best and try your best on your next ticket. Great job, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.